Oh, what's it called? You giving trade right now? Oh,
Watch
shit.
it playing, bro.
Happy Veterans Day. Go Army. Nah. Um, I wanted to just give y'all my thoughts on the election and the election results and how did we get here. I've heard a lot of political commentary and pundits and regular everyday people um, give their takes on why they think the election results are what they are. So I wanted to really digest and let my brain take it all in and comprehend it and look at different things and all of the things. And now I'm going to share my thoughts on why I think the election results ended the way they did. There are four things I believe, and they are race, education, culture, and experience. So we'll start off with race. Since everyone think that's the big thing, that's the number one thing, everybody think it's race. We see from the numbers here, from the exit polls, all races except black voted a majority in favor of Trump. The only race, black, voted in a majority favor of Harris. Why? Why? Let's start with white people and all other races, right? Why would white people vote for Donald Trump if they are not a racist? They are racist. They racist. They racist. They racist. Some of them are. Yes. Also, we must understand that just because a person does a racist act or says something that's racist doesn't mean that they're racist. Probably 80, 75% of the time when a white person says something or does something that's racist, they're not a racist. They don't even know that what they did was racist. They don't even understand that their thought process, what's normal to them, is steeped in racism and white supremacy. So that's why it's important to have conversations. It's important to pull coattails. It's important when someone says something that's offensive to you, that you acknowledge it and correct them. Because a lot of times they don't know. And you can't fault somebody for what they don't know. Black people voted for Kamala because, in my opinion, the majority is because we come from a culture and we come from experiences that we recognize and know that the policies set forth by Trump, well, not by Trump because, he only had concepts of plans. But we do know that the Project 2025 is going to have the greatest impact on black people. And we know what it's like to be at the bottom. We know what it's like to suffer. We know what it's like to be oppressed. We know what it is like to be living in the free nation of the world, the greatest nation of the world, and to still be oppressed. Yes, there are some, I wonder if that's the 13% that made it out or that has assimilated to what white is or white adjacent, and they have they made it. What's happened to the other black people, it doesn't apply to them. Okay? So they're now voting in their own best interest as of that moment, not looking at the big picture. And the big picture is we all black. We are all black. Those policies and everything will have the same effects on you. They will. At the end of the day, it's going to affect you. So, I believe that is one of the reasons why black people vote the way they vote and the way they voted, because we have experienced that. White people don't know what that oppression is like. And you keep thinking about white women and saying, well, white women not voting in their best interest and so on and so forth. Why do y'all keep expecting them to? They have shown us over and 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 over again that they're never going to side with us. Black women have been showing up for the fight even when they had no win in the fight. I'm talking about the women's suffrage movement. Black women fought side by side with white women for the right to vote for women. Those women were white women. Black women did not get the right to vote until 1965. They have repeatedly shown up, and white women have repeatedly not shown up. Why would you expect them to say, I'm going to show up, and we really expect them to show up? No. I just say lower your expectations, you're less likely to be disappointed. But I like to say now more align your expectations with really who you know that person to be. So if white women has repeatedly shown us that they are going to lie, let's think of Emmett Till. Let's think of cities like Rosewood. Let's think of Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know what a lot of those have in common? Most of those have in common? They all were burnt down and destroyed, or someone was killed because of a lie that a white woman told. So if that has been repeatedly who they've shown you to be, why would you expect anything different from them? When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Why must one show you 99 times in order for you to get it? I don't know. Latinos and all the other races that voted for Trump in the majority as well. Again, in this country, they don't know oppression the way Black American, descendant of enslaved people, know oppression. And because they don't know it, and because they come here with America, the greatest nation, and they come here with all these hopes and all these dreams and all the aspirations and all everything, the American dream, and the freedoms, and the Constitution that they all learned about in their home countries, the culture that they come from is the no way culture. White people and all those other races that are non-Black descendants of enslaved people. American. All of them, they come from the no way culture. What is the no way culture? Oh my God, Trump is going to be a dictator. Everybody's saying he's going to be a dictator on day one. No way. No way. No way. That's because they don't know it here in America. The only race that truly knows it here in America is Black American descendant of enslaved people. Yes. We know it because that's our history. It's your history too. But we know it because we're the oppressed ones in the story. And so it hit us differently. So that's why we vote the way we vote. And that's why even when sometimes it's not in our own best interest, we still vote for the majority. Yeah. So they come from the no way culture. And Black people, we come from the I wish a motherfucker would culture. Because we know that a motherfucker would. We know that there is a way, yes, there is a way that a motherfucker would and could if we don't strategize and if we don't vote the way we vote. So, the last one, education. I put this up here. See this? Which best describes your education? Yeah. Never attended college, 63% voted for Trump. Attended college but received no degree, 51% voted for Trump. Associate's degree, 56% voted for Trump. Bachelor's degree, 53% voted for Harris. And advanced degree after bachelor's degree, 59% voted for Harris. Okay? Do you see the trend? Never went to college, majority voted for Trump. Went to college, didn't receive a degree, voted for Trump. Associate's degree, they voted for Trump. Bachelor's degree, an advanced degree above bachelor's degree, voted for Harris. The majority of Americans are uneducated. I used to sit around and talk to these people about this all the time. I think I talk in real layman's terms. I talk very common. I talk like where I grew up. You know? I don't just talk around in my everyday talk like I went to college, I'm college educated and all of the things. No. When I'm amongst those people, those type of people, I talk like that. But when I'm amongst common people, my friends from home, things like that, I talk like I talk in my comfort zone, like I would talk in my home. And I've always said the thing about politics that throw me off is the majority of America is uneducated. Why are y'all talking so way over their head? Why are y'all talking these policies that they don't understand how these policies affect them? They never had a fucking civics class a day in their life. They don't know that there's 3 branches of government. They don't know how the equal balance of powers are supposed to work. They don't know that. So Democrats, why do y'all keep talking like that? Trump created a cult within the Republican Party by talking to everyday Americans. They didn't give a fuck about a policy. They didn't give a fuck about shit. The only thing they gave a damn about was, he sound like me. I don't give a damn he a billionaire. He this, he that. He sound like me. Nah, he just motherfucking knows exactly what I'm saying. Nah, shit. And he gave us that goddamn Trump check. No. See, because if they knew civics, they would know that it really wasn't a Trump check. But it was a Congress check. A Democratic controlled Congress check. But we can't be mad at them because they don't know what they don't know. Democrats need to work on their messaging. Their messaging. Uneducated people are rising up. Rising up. They are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Y'all see everybody saying don't go to school, go get you a trade job, all of this stuff. The trade market is where it's at, all these things. This is how dictators rise. They start at the bottom. They get the bottom. And they muster them up. And that's their base. And they grow from there. Think about pop culture. Bling bling every time I come in my city. That was in our hoods forever. We knew that for years. But the moment a white person got on stage, a national stage, and said bling bling, guess what? Bling bling went into the dictionary. It was recognized. That's a word. And that's a phrase. That's a term. But when it was down in the bottom, nobody recognized it. Until the bottom worked it up and it made its way to the top. It's the same thing is happening. The same thing is happening. Educated people didn't vote for Trump because they wanted to see policy. He couldn't provide policy. They saw Project 2025 and said, this is bullshit. This is the rise of a dictator. His top executives, his top advisors and all of them things came out and spoke against him. All of these people that has worked with him and everything, and people still said, I'm going to vote for him. The uneducated did because they didn't hear the messaging. They didn't hear that what he did was really this. All they heard was like, y'all trying to convict him. This is a lie. This is a scam. This is a Trump played into the people. He played into the people. How do I know he played into the people? Because 13% of black people voted for him. Yes. That 13% is not all of the ones that live in the suburbs. Okay? That is the ones in the hood. Let me tell you about income. The majority of households, individuals, the majority of individuals and household incomes that brought in over 100K in 2023 voted majority for Harris. So where y'all think it's these people with all this money, no, it's that top 1% that has bought this election. The Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musk. Those people are the ones who are going to get the reward. And the uneducated, poor people, under six figures, bringing in under six figures, y'all are the ones that are going to feel it. Y'all are going to feel it, feel it, feel it. Because those individuals in households that make over six figures, they might not be living as comfortably as they want, but they can take a lick and keep ticking over the next 4 years. But y'all, on the other hand, I don't see it for y'all. Y'all are about to feel it. When I say feel it, that healthcare, gone. Those EBT, SNAP benefits, food stamps, gone. Public schools, before and after school care, gone. They keep making jokes about mass deportation. That's bullshit. We can't even afford, the economy can't even afford to deport 1 million. In a year. That's billions, pretty sure $1 trillion or more dollars. So, if you were educated, you would have known that. So, you wouldn't have been an illegal immigrant who have your citizenship now, who are voting against your family members who are illegal. Guess what? They ain't going nowhere. They're not going anywhere. America cannot afford to deport them in a mass deportation. This economy, top economists in our country has said his plan for the economy will tank us into numbers from the Great Depression. I ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I am educated enough to believe the subject matter experts in their expertise. Be it then a motherfucker who never even graduated high school. Education by race. White college graduates, majority Harris. Non-white college graduates, majority Trump. Non-white college graduates, majority Harris. Non-white college graduates, majority Harris. That's because we know that the most educated is black women, and black people are in colleges at record numbers. They don't talk about that. They always talk about there's more black men in prison than out here. That's a lie. It's more black men in college than in prison. Okay? So, those are my thoughts. Those are really my thoughts. And one last thing I want to say. I was watching Martha Stewart's documentary on Netflix. And she talked about when she dated her husband and she used to go off to see him on the weekends and things. And she came back and she told her dad that she was going to marry him. And she said her dad slapped her. She says she remembers that slap. Her father told her, "You will not marry that Jew." And that wrestled with me. And it gave me clear insight into how white people could vote for Trump knowing all that they knew about him and feel nothing. it made me believe that it is because it's normalized. If you grew up in a world where racism, homophobia, transphobia, misogyny, xenophobia, all of the things were normal, if you heard the things that Trump was saying in your home, but you know not to say those things in public, your talk will go in that house, stay in that house. See, y'all think that only happens in black houses? It don't. That happens across all cultures. What goes on in this house, stay in this house. And if they didn't hear it in their house firsthand, you think they didn't hear it at their friend's house, or their aunt's, or their cousin's house, or their grandparents' house? They did. Even if they didn't agree with it, they learned to live with it. So if they love their mothers and fathers and close friends and families and have learned to live with them, why wouldn't they vote for a man who says the same things that they become accustomed to hearing in their everyday life? Up front with Trey Real, I'm gonna give you the real.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear. To support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. And to bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. That I will obey. The orders of. The President of the United States. And the orders of. Those officers. Appointed over me.